Right after I graduated college, this period of stagnation began to creep up on me. My whole life, I had a solid future planned out. You're put into school, and you choose a direction, and that direction sets you for life. Immediately, we should have this safety net, and that's what it felt like for me. As someone who's more future-oriented as well, this was very important to me, and a slight obsession. This obsession of security, stability, it's what brought down my anxiety. Because the world is an overwhelming place, and as someone who feels different from others, a different mindset, a different way of looking at life. Deep down, I worried I wouldn't be able to make it in a world like this. It feels difficult to be able to live the way of life I'd want for myself, but that others would not understand or wish to not break away from. Fast forward a few years after graduating, and I feel like I'm in limbo. I was free to do what I want now. No schedule was holding me back, and I had a lot of free time to think. I've been so obsessed about creating a stable future for myself, planning out exactly the way my life should go. Planting milestones when I'd reach a certain age, telling myself no matter what, this is what I was going to do as a career. This is who I will always be. I'd have it all figured out, and I would live a happy, fulfilling life. But as I've grown up into the time my dreams should now be shining, I'm realizing this false sense of security has all been an illusion. A fantasy. It's good to know where you're heading, to have a sense of direction for your life. But I didn't realize just how badly I restricted myself. I confined myself into a box, and I was exhausted. I pushed myself to my limit too early and burnt myself out. No longer did these dreams feel fulfilling. I wasn't motivated anymore. I didn't want to do anything. For the first time in my life, I wanted to do nothing. I couldn't imagine myself doing this very same thing every day. I had a whole life ahead of me, but this wasn't what I wanted anymore. No longer do I even know what I want, and so I've been stuck. And it's the worst I've ever felt in my life. Every morning I've woken up with this underlying layer of anxiety, because I wasn't sure if what I was doing that day was purposeful. If it was bringing me towards a secure, successful future. I felt pointless for over a year, and I wondered if I was better off leaving this earth. It was already too overwhelming. Playing a human game was stressful enough, and not knowing what my future was anymore, not even an idea, I felt hopeless. I felt like I had nothing for myself. Do you know what that's like? I hope not. I've spent a lot of my time just sitting outside, looking at the sky, looking around me, hearing voices of those nearby, and I just felt empty, but also overwhelmed with fear. I sat there, doing nothing, being stuck. Everyone else sounded fine all around me. The sun was shining. The trees were healthy. But what about me? Little did I know, though, that being at a crossroads like this meant a big turning point in my life. I now had the power, the opportunity, to choose a new direction. Being stuck in any situation meant a new approach. It meant making a change, and that change would require a leap of faith. I've struggled with faith. I've always been very practical in my approach and planning. Having faith in my own abilities, in myself, felt silly. It didn't feel enough or tangible enough to believe and accept. Where was faith gonna get me? And so I would panic time and time again, because my future was never secure enough. It wasn't set in stone enough for me to relax and believe I'd get there without a doubt. I knew this was a lesson of faith, of trust. There's no other choice I have at this point in time but to trust in it, to just go with it. No one's future was set in stone for them. The person you're dating right now isn't set to be the one forever. You can't even know that to be in the next 15 years. Anything can happen. How am I supposed to know I'll be alive in 25 years? I just had to believe I was going to be, even though I don't actually have that answer or any proof that will occur. Yet, I'm expecting to live another 25 years. So why can't I expect a good future for myself? It was the same thing. Sure, maybe I don't know exactly what that entails, but what mattered was that there was a future. I had to make it one way or another. I was learning probably the hardest lesson so far in my life. Trust. Trust in myself. Trust in my future. Trust I'll make it one way or another. That I was capable enough to figure this out. I wasn't going to be stuck forever, and the stagnation would bring a big change. It was time to dream up a new future for myself that fit who I am today, not who I was 10 years ago. What do I want to do with my life today? Where do I want to go? Who do I want to be? What do I want to do? What brings me joy and purpose today? Slowly, I came up with new ideas, new goals, that once again gave me a sense of direction and purpose. And it's scary. It's scary doing something different from what you thought you'd always do or be. But I had to stop restricting myself from doing something different, instead of burning myself out or boring myself to death. It's okay to step away from your comfort zone. It's okay if it didn't turn out the way you thought it'd be. As long as I was happy in the moment, that's all that mattered. And I've learned now that likely, my life until the day I would die, life will probably not turn out the way I thought it'd be. There's always going to be a surprise. There's always going to be a disappointment. And you're never going to be able to see what's coming next. Let go of predictability. Do whatever is required in the moment. Embrace your own unique journey and flow of life. Going against the current, trying to make it the way you want it to be when the current is going the opposite direction, will get you stuck in between. Trust that wherever that current is bringing you will get you where you need to be. It's gonna be okay.